What is up, folks? And we are live. So the whole market literally just reset itself once again from 230 billion right now back down to 200 billion once again. I think the pain is really, it's real. You know, it's here. It's frustrating. I think people are like wondering, wow, do we really know what to do at the moment? I guess like I said, you want to really use the market to your advantage. Like based on the charts, right? Okay, so let me just share with you the charts right now. I mean, you know what's funny? Like yesterday, we did CG Market Watch, and because we usually do it, earlier, right? Literally 8 hours earlier, because right here in Singapore, our day begins, earlier. And then what happens is that, the market actually corrected when we launched the video 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we did that video looking at the charts. It was like not very sustainable, but we felt that volume usually comes in kind of suddenly most of the time, right? And of course, there were gaps, and we kind of didn't really think too much about it. It was trending upwards, as you can see. Let me just share this chart with you, and then you'll probably find out what am I talking about. Okay, so let me just go to the charts, guys. So yesterday, right, when we did the video, it was literally just here, guys. Okay, it was literally just here. It looked like it could push past 7,400. If you look at the wicks, it was, showing this very nice upward trend. But when the volume just dipped, it dipped really drastically, and I mean, that's $1,000 drop right here, right now, And everyone is like probably frustrated, like, oh wow, I didn't capitalize, I didn't see it coming. Well, there are some who kind of managed to short at 7,400. That was probably the previous day and not the actual day itself, because there was no chance. And we were looking to short at 7,430, which didn't really happen. I was looking at shorting at that price. I didn't do anything. I wasn't able to capitalize anything, but I do have Tether lying at the sides, as I mentioned. And you know what? It was pretty sneaky. There was a price point early in the morning where, as you can see based on the 4-hour charts, there was a little bit of a consolidation here at the 6,900, and people got taken out once again if they decided to long. Now, it is extremely frustrating to know that this is the kind of volatility we're going to be having for the whole year. And a lot of people are very, very, very discouraged. I just hope that in the long run, right, you guys kind of have to understand that you have to have one foot on the ground. I mentioned this before, that you want to probably start taking profit into US dollar Tether rather than, always trying to find some altcoin. And that altcoin, although it may do well when BTC is trending upwards, you will see some kind of following or market movement and a little bit of a multiplier. But overall, most of the time you get whacked down really hard. As of now, most altcoins are down like 20%. But there are certain cryptocurrencies that are holding up pretty well. So we can go to CoinMarketCap right now and just take a look at the cryptocurrencies that are kind of holding up. So in the past 24 hours, right, if you see, you have PundiX that has literally fallen on a US dollar perspective 31.24%, and you have your IOST dropping 28.42, Bitcoin Dark 26.94. Actually, Bitcoin Dark fell, I think, 75%. This is probably a reset on the CoinMarketCap side. Unfortunately, our overall market cap right now has fallen a good 30 billion in, I think, the past. Let me just confirm that. Yes, okay. So it was at a high of almost 240 billion, and we literally lost 39 billion. Yeah, so overnight, guys, it's like overnight. Wait, let me see. Today is the 5th. Today is the 6th on your side. And yeah, so yes, you have 5th to 6th. So in 24 hours, okay, we lost 39 billion. So there are several factors that we can discuss. One, there was this Silk Road wallet that was reawoken that contained, I think, 800 million worth US dollar worth of Bitcoin. So that's about 1 billion, or is it 100,000 Bitcoins? Yeah, something like that, to that effect, to that tune. Then we have the whole Goldman Sachs reconsidering whether they should open the cryptocurrency trading desk. Yeah, you know, stuff like that. But all in all, when you think about it, I really feel that all these pieces of news can kind of affect the market, but I don't see the reason for 30 billion exiting other than market manipulation. I really don't, because even if you wanted to sell, right, why would you do it on the exchange? Why don't you just, I guess you do it because you have a short position, okay? You can always do it OTC, guys, just saying, right? You don't have to actually sell it on an exchange in particular, or an exchange who has the liquidity could potentially just, you know, do it via OTC and not shake the markets up like that, or at least to this extent. But all in all, I would say that, you know what, those who are really new, you're new to the channel, you're new to cryptocurrencies, you are now having another round of bargains once again. Like $6,000 or 6,300, 5,800 is really a very good level. You know, it will always seem to be coming back and forth at this level. There are people who are calling perhaps $5,000. Why do I say that? Okay, so let's look at the charts once again. Let's go to the 1 day, and then we just draw the overall trend line. Wait, let me just separate this a little bit out. Okay, so what most chartists have been doing is pretty much like this. So what they do is they try to, well, it's fucking so steep that you want to draw one trend line is like so difficult. So you have this. So yeah, so this is kind of like the price point that we are kind of looking at the moment. Okay, you wanna, wait, let me just stretch it a little bit. So we have 3 points that are connected. All right. So you have this fucking like large, you know, large ass downtrend that is gonna be occurring, and you have probably, well, you know, 6,200. To me, this is more or less the support, really. You know, I really feel that it's already the support. If it goes down lower, right, I guess it's just to really shake up the market. A lot of people have already left. You know, a lot of people have already left. And I actually commented in the Telegram group that right now the people who leave will probably be quite clueless when the market returns, because you didn't arm yourself with the right amount of information. In fact, now when the cryptocurrency markets or the Bitcoin markets are so hammered, and I did mention that Ethereum will go down below $200. Now, why is that so? A lot of the ICO projects are panicking at this point. Okay, let's just be very honest. Okay, the downtrend is just gonna continue. Okay, it may hit 150 or below. I mean, I'm just being very conservative by saying, look, it's only at $26 away. You'll probably tank below 200, and I hope that at least it finds some kind of support. But a lot of projects are definitely panicking. They already cashed out, which also is the cause of the price being suppressed and only continuing to go down. And when this price continues, right, at this price, as in currently now the market is just so hammered that ICO projects are just taking anything and whatever they have. They are definitely going to cash out to at least sustain themselves for whatever time frame that they want to, or just cash out and give up on the project. This is what's going to be causing the price to go below 200. Yeah, it is something that will happen. It's just only a matter of time. I don't see much support for Ethereum at the moment. I'm not saying that the Ethereum team is not doing anything it can to transition to proof of stake or whatever. This is a completely technical based analysis. I actually shorted Ethereum at 288 and 285. So that kind of served out pretty well. I didn't expect that it would play out, of course, but yeah, well, anyway, it did. So yeah, that being said, I am not touching Ethereum anytime soon from an investor standpoint. BTC, yes, I would love to see BTC at around the $6,000 mark again so that I can buy more, and whatever volatility and uptrend that we get in the next few months, we can just, you know, just trade in and out of it using Tether. It's quite simple. Right now, my portfolio is relatively small and conservative. I'm still looking at you know, your Huobi tokens, because Huobi tokens, they are gonna, although yes, as a trader, you like to have stop losses. That's why people prefer Binance. So it's up to you whether you're someone who loves Binance and you prefer Binance tokens. I picked up Binance tokens today at $9.70 using US dollar Tether. Very happy that it went down below $10. So I'm happy to pick it up. Then you have Huobi tokens that went below 2, currently now trading at about $1.73 or 75 cents. That's fine as well. Below $2 is definitely a steal. The long-term plan for Huobi is basically they are legitimizing the whole business model. They are probably planning to IPO either 1 to 2 years later. They want to be the legitimate cryptocurrency exchange within China. Of course, China is banning any kind of cryptocurrency activity at the moment. And of course, you cannot do ICOs and whatnot. We don't have to talk about ICOs because there's practically none at this point of time. Well, even if they're all doing private sales. And even if they are around, I think no one is investing in any kind of ICOs. So I'm just sticking to the conservative, safe stuff. Looking at LTC once again, looking at Bitcoin and, you know, either Binance or Huobi tokens. Now, Quantum, in terms of asset, I've already reduced its allocation because in terms of overall smart contract protocols, EOS also falls in that same category. ADA also falls in that same category. All are still growing and creating infrastructure, meaning to say that the space is still very immature. Okay, so when the space is still very immature, no point, right? I cannot utilize any of this kind of stuff. I'm only a consumer that can only wait for a decentralized application to appear, and perhaps hopefully that there will be an ecosystem built around this dApp, right, that I can use. But from an infrastructure perspective, we only can leave it to the big boys, which is the enterprises that are either creating their own smart contract platforms or they're just creating a sidechain using ETH. So I guess at the end of the day, you need Ethereum to be relatively cheap in order to power all those smart contracts. And for it to drop below $200 is extremely great value after it drops that price. And also, it helps to eradicate and clean up all the shit projects that are out there. So in this video, I hope that it has given you a little bit of insights. These are just my personal opinions. This is non-financial advice, and we'll see you in the next stream.